I thought our guys did, good things. Once we settled in the first half, they did a good job pressuring. But I thought once we settled in and understood where we can get shots from and make plays, I thought we were better. I thought our young guys, really stepped up in a great environment against a physical team. Just came up short down the stretch. We had a couple plays where we had mishaps defensively, but we'll learn from it.
Cuonzo, you cut it to 3 a couple times, 5 a few times. How hard is it when you fight back to get that close to take that next step, get over the hump?
Well, the hard part, and again, I have to go back and watch film to be specific on some of my answer, but the hard part is when just watching from the sideline and there's defensive breakdown. If they make shots on our scouting reports or assignments, then that's part of the game. But I think we have those breakdowns, and that critical situation down the stretch of games, everybody has to be keen on their assignments, and that part is hard. But again, I think if it's young guys in those situations, they'll learn from them, and I think that's part of it. But also the tough part, when, for example, you're not having Tillman on the floor, mainly because of Tillman, and it's hard because now you have guys in situations they're not used to being in those type of environments. Not to say they shouldn't be ready to play, but it's one to learn from.
With his foul issues tonight, kind of more of the same, but was it a veteran player kind of getting the best of him and when he went up against Silva?
Well, that's hard to say because it happens in other games. So I think it's more Jeremiah than who the opponent is. I think him just looking in the mirror and figuring out what's the next move and how to handle these situations. I mean, Chris Silva, that's how he plays. He plays the same way regardless of who the opponent is, and give him credit for being tough, aggressive. He's not a dirty player. He's not a wild player. He plays a hard physical brand of basketball, and we just got to continue to help Jeremiah to be in a position where he's productive and helping our team.
Cuonzo, you shot 44%, but you turned the ball over 20 times. What were they doing defensively to frustrate you?
I wouldn't necessarily say frustrated. I mean, I just think what happened, they do what they do. And oftentimes you have to see, especially with new guys, when teams did not get on top, you have to see it. And again, some of our production offensively is lost if Tillman's on the floor. Not to say that's the reason why we turned over 20 times, because give them credit for doing a good job defensively. But it's part of it. I mean, we averaged probably 13 a game anyway, so it's just settling in, recognizing situations, but they did a good job pressuring. And we did a good job once we settled in of making plays.
Coach, what have the last 48 hours been like for you when you have to plan for a tough league game, but then also you don't know whether or not you're even going to get to play it until basically the last minute?
It's part of it. I mean, not that it normally happens, but it's part of it. You make adjustments. There's nothing. This is a sport in itself, and there are life situations that are greater than that. We're happy to be here safely. Of course, we wanted to be here yesterday and play the game. We made it safely to play the game. We move forward. But, I mean, it's what it is, and I don't think that had anything to do with the outcome of the game, because we gave ourselves a chance, just came up short.
Cuonzo, in scouting South Carolina, now playing them, what is different about them in terms of the style of play? They're playing a much quicker pace this year. Is that surprising to you, knowing Frank and how he typically plays, and why do you think that is?
No, I don't think it's a surprise. I just think the personnel, the personnel that he has. I think, again, last year, I think Frank probably would have wanted to play the way he's playing now, but when you have guys that are injured, point guards out, I mean, that can change how you play the game. But I think with the way Chris runs the floor, it helps when you got a big guy that runs the floor as aggressive post guy. When you have other big guys that catch and shoot, Kosa can drive off the dribble. So it opens things up for you, so now you're more of assertive. I mean, it also depends on how your guards move. I think their guards are doing a good job with Gravitt as a 2 now. He can run and catch and shoot. Lawson does a good job pushing the ball, Campbell as well. So I think when you recruit to what you like, and obviously it's beneficial to them because of having those guys on the floor.
Cuonzo, how have you seen teams react to your more deliberate tempo and the way you guys have played here this year?
I don't know. We play. I think everybody's different. They guard you differently. The way they play, you can press up on us how you want to play. It's just a matter of being aggressive, attacking the rim, making plays. But I don't know. I mean, I just think everybody's different in how they play you.
Javon, that was a career high for you. I know you'd rather get the win, but just how you feel like your game kind of unfolded tonight and how you played.
It was okay. My teammates they were finding me on shots. Just doing the things that I work on, not going outside my game. And like I said, teammates are just finding me just being in the right spots.
You guys had to play a little smaller sometimes, and it seemed like that's when you went on a little bit of a run in the second half. You guys okay with that when Kevin or KJ are kind of your biggest guys out there?
Yes, we like the main thing that we try to do is just fight, and so if we have to go smaller, I feel like we're able to do that. Like we just have to fight and continue to keep playing. We'll be all right.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.